Welcome back to Crazy Lizzy Goat Farm and More. Hey, I'm Glenda, Little Fairy, whatever you want to call me, just call me for supper, it don't matter. Today I've been busy in the kitchen. I have been making salves. We're getting ready to go to Kinston Dog Days tomorrow and trying to set up arts and crafts there. I've already made a black draw salve and I made a comfrey salve, and now I'm going to make what I'm going to call a garden salve. And I'm going to take all my different herbs for healing and pain and bug bites and suntan burns and wounds. I'm going to put them in a crock pot. So here, let's go. I've got 2½ cups of olive oil here. And my main one is going to be Calendula this time. So I'm going to put this whole bag in there, what I have left. About 1 cup of Calendula. And then I'm going to take a handful of lemon balm that we got from our garden and we dried out. I'm going to crush it up in there. Maybe a little more. It smells so good, y'all. It's like a fresh breeze coming through. And then I've got plantain. I don't think I said that right. Plantain. Thank you. Over there. I'm just going to put a handful of that in there. Maybe 2. And I've got a little bit of yarrow here. I use yarrow lots in my soap and stuff because it helps heal your wounds and stuff. So maybe about 2 tablespoons of yarrow. And this right here is comfrey. You know, comfrey is also called knit bone because it helps knit your bones together and stuff. I'm going to put about 1/2 cup of comfrey. Comfrey. And it's also good for arthritis. And this right here is peppermint leaves. And peppermint helps numb when you get cuts and stuff. So maybe about 2 good tablespoons of peppermint leaves. Now I'm going to stir it up. I got my little chopstick here I've been using to stir it with. I think I'm going to need some more oil. Okay, we had to add a little oil because you want to make sure all the herbs is covered with oil. I think just a little more. It's still got a little dry spots in there. You can use avocado oil, you can use coconut oil, you can use avocado oil, olive oil, whichever, because they're all got good benefits for you. Now we're going to put in the crock pot on low, and we're going to let it cook for about 2 hours. And while it's cooking, we're going to go feed the animals, get baby bottles, and we'll come along and show you how big the rabbits is getting. Hey, don't knock it over. Hosanna, stop! You got too many camera persons. Here. Come over here. Well, we're supposed to come back in 2 hours, but You know how life is on a farm. You get carried away. But that's okay, because lots of people taste all the herbs and their oil and puts it in a mason jar and let it sit there for 6 weeks in a dark place. And that's the same thing, because what we want to do is draw all the good stuff out of the herbs. So here we are again. I have my crock pot sitting here, and it's got all my good herbs. Remember, we put calendula, comfrey, plantain, yarrow, peppermint leaves, holy basil, and lemon balm in there with our oil, and we made sure the oil covered all the herbs, and we put it on low for 2 hours, and then we turned it off and we let it sit there. So now we're going to strain it, and what I do is I take my sifter and put it on top of my jar, my measuring cup, and then since we milk goats, we got this filter that we're going to use. We usually use for the milk to catch everything, because sometimes the herbs are so small they go in the hole. So we cover this up, and we pour it in there, and we drain it and get all the good stuff out. And it's easier to drain it when it's warm, but since it's a little cold, since it's not warm, it's going to take a little longer to drain it this time. Oops. And all these herbs, you can either put them back in your garden because they make good compost, or you can feed them to your chickens, because herbs helps your chickens to produce eggs. So we don't waste anything here on the farm. Okay, now we got all that strain and everything, so we're going to put 2 tablespoons of castor oil in here, which is real good for your skin. I mean 2 teaspoons. Sorry about that, y'all. Teaspoons. We put castor oil in our soaps because it's good for your skin. And then what the ratio is, we got 2 cups of oil here. So if it's 2 to 1 on the beeswax, so I'm going to use 1 cup of beeswax to 2 cups of oil. Ah! That's still good, y'all. And then on the stove, we're going to do a double boiler system, so we can put the water is already boiling, so we can take the measuring cup and put on top of the water and let it melt. Let the beeswax melt. So now we've got our beeswax measured out, and we also have already done one video on how to make herb salves and stuff, and you can check up here somewhere, up here, wherever they put it, find the link to the video. Come with me to the stove now. Okay, now our water's boiling down here just below the measuring cup and our oil, and now we're going to put the beeswax in there. Okay, and you don't want your wax to get, you want to melt it, but you don't want to burn it. So you keep stirring it the whole time. And we're going to turn it down to medium heat since it's boiling real fast. And we're going to keep stirring it until it melts. And we'll bring you back when it's melted.
Little fairy?
Yes.
I don't like that beans.
The lentils? Sorry
Yes.
about that. That's what it looks like to you?
Yes, I ain't going to eat that.
Well, I don't want you to eat this. One thing you need to remember, always keep the water away from your oils because water causes mold. And you want to make sure your salves don't have mold in it. So make sure everything's really dry. Hey, we got some neat little rose gold to put our salves in this time. So make sure we want to get rid of all the germs, so we're going to spray it with, make sure you spritz all your canisters, that's a word, with alcohol to kill all the germs. Okay, we got all the beeswax melted, so now we're going to pour it in the little containers. They've already dried where we spritz the alcohol in there. And remember, they're very hot, so be careful. Well, we had 12, 13, 14 little 10 2-ounce cans. And make sure you take your container and put it in water so your wax will come undone. But here is our Calendula herb salve, garden salve, some people call it. And make sure you don't put the lids on it until they completely dry. We've been very busy today on the farm. I've made 3 different salves. I've made the herb Calendula salve, I made the drawing salve, and I made comfrey salve. But make sure you wait to put the lids on these until they dry. Well, y'all, I'm tired. We've milked goats, we've given baby bottles today, and done all of this, so it's time to go to bed. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave comments, and share our video with different people. We're up to 628. We need 400 more people to reach 1,000. Y'all help us do it. And until next time, bye ya!